Why, hello there, it is 21 days until Elden Ring comes out on February 25th, 2022, and this is the Elden Wait Countdown, where today we will be talking about the latest Elden Ring Twitter post, as well as an item description from the network test. Let's get into it. So for the Elden Ring tweet today, we got what I'm hoping is the first of a series of starting class sort of blurbs, with some concept art showing the various classes and stating what their name is. And I like to see this, and if they start doing Tuesday tweets again with this format, they could show off all of the starting classes by the Friday before release. And today we got the Vagabond and the Hero. And the Vagabond description says, a knight exiled from their homeland to wander, a solid armor-clad origin. And the hero says, a stalwart hero at home with a battle axe descended from a Badlands chieftain. So first we have our vagabond, who is a knight exiled from their homeland to wander, and we have seen this knight in various screenshots and clips, both with a cape and without, so there may be an alternate version of this set, or they're sneaking in capes as their own thing in Elden Ring. I don't think they are though. The concept art looks like he could be wielding a greatsword, but I think it is more likely that he has a longsword because this really feels like the knight archetype that we've seen from previous titles. And then we have the hero descended from a Badlands chief. We know that the Tarnished were exiled from the Lands Between, and it seems like before being exiled, their ancestor was a Badlands chieftain like our boy Horalu. Because I believe it has been clarified by Dan from Game Informer that the Badlands is a region in Elden Ring in the Lands Between, I know some people were suggesting it might be a place outside the Lands Between, but it seems to be a part of it. I think about how Miyazaki talked about this return to their homeland, and is a subject that the Tarnished will deal with, and we will see this through NPCs in the game as they present their views. You have this vagabond who is a knight exiled from their homeland to wander, and now they're coming back to what was once a home for their people, and you have the hero who was descended from a chieftain, someone in power, and that was seemingly taken from them when they were exiled because they were tarnished. So it is interesting to see how these different backstories feel like they could almost inform different viewpoints about how these tarnished might feel returning to the Lands Between after all this time. And now for today's item description, we are continuing our discussion about the various warriors and soldiers that have item descriptions that I'm sort of collecting together, which was a good day to talk about that tweet as well. So we are getting into more of it with the Arsenal Charm, and the Arsenal Charm says, an iron charm that resembles a mass of weapons. Boosts maximum equip weight. This talisman was derived from an unusual greatsword wielded by a king hungry for vengeance. So we know that this king hungry for vengeance is probably not Godfrey because he is seen with an axe, and we know that it is not the warrior king because he is either Godfrey, and he also is known to like axes, so would probably not be known for his unusual greatsword. So we are up to 2 or 3 kings now. This talisman says it was derived from an unusual greatsword, so perhaps this greatsword is also made of a mass of weapons. To me, this also feels like a nod to the Iron Throne from A Song of Ice and Fire. And I also wanted to mention that I had the thought that the unusual greatsword could be the Moonlight Greatsword, but there isn't much beyond the mention of a greatsword to suggest that here. And I would think if it was the Moonlight Greatsword, it would probably be talked about a little bit differently. So why was this king hungry for vengeance? A good item description helps build out the world, but also adds some intrigue, and this has got my attention. My best guess is that right now, if this talisman is indeed in Stormveil like it was in the network test, we know that Stormveil is said to protect the remnants of a betrayal that shattered the Lands Between. We saw that in a tweet from the Elden Ring Twitter account, and I have speculated that it was Godric betraying someone in order to gain control of Stormveil and put himself in the position ruling over Limgrave. And it would make sense that in that case, the king who is ruling Stormveil is hungry for vengeance. And there you have it, day 21, 3 weeks until Elden Ring. We only have a couple more Fridays to go until it is the Friday that Elden Ring comes out, and that is awesome. And I wanted to make just a couple of programming notes. So the Q&A, I have received a lot of questions for a Q&A episode because I reached 10,000 subscribers. Thank you for your support, and I will be getting that episode out soon, but I want to give it proper time, and I have like 10 pages of questions, so I want to sort them and get to it, but it is coming soon. And I also wanted to mention that I will be getting to the fully translated English version of the Elden Ring Overture, the interview with Miyazaki. I'm reading through it now. There wasn't enough to get some of what I've seen in today, but there are a few interesting tidbits, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. If you want more item descriptions leading up to the release of Elden Ring and then more lore and design talk after the release of Elden Ring, please consider subscribing to the Lore Hunter. Thanks for watching.